And still on the foreign news, the vice presidential candidate of the Action Alliance in the Nigeria general election, Dr. Emmanuel Johnson Chukwuka, has charged the media to be more responsive as their role is very important in governance and to shun fake news about Russia. Speaking as a Nigerian delegate at the World Youth Festival, Kaliningrad, Russia, he emphasized on the importance of telling factual stories, as Russia had fought fascism in the past and is now willing to start telling her own story.
Against humanity. For example, Russia fought against colonialism everywhere in the world. True. Russia also fought fascism. Today, Russia is fighting unipolar world. Russia has dedicated itself doing this kind of work. Russia is not telling her own story. And none of us is telling this story. It has become necessary that we tell our story ourselves, because if we don't do, nobody will tell our stories. The West is never ready to tell our stories. Rather, we are the ones that should tell our stories. And then when we sit down, like I'm from Nigeria, we are the victims of the things that Russia has been fighting. Even this unipolar that Russia is fighting, Africa is the most victim of unipolar. And Russia has gained a level of acceptance in Africa. In fact, over 80% of our African population are standing for Russia. And what is this calling for? This is the time we need a partnership, that all of us will join hands together to tell our story. And then we have the audience, the population, the majority of the world that will listen to our story. And then when we tell this story, then the Western media and then their propaganda will have no space. However, regarding the question you asked, yes, Nigeria joining BRICS or declaring to become member of BRICS, of course, will open that channel of that free communication and then freedom of press as required. But then beyond that, we also need our day-to-day partnership. We have so many things in common that we can share that will help us to build this narrative. It's not good enough for us to always complain about what the West are doing, and then after that, what are we doing? We'll just end it there. Okay, they are putting up their lives. The best thing for us to know, if they are taking one step, we should triple their steps and then give them the.
He also spoke about the importance of research by journalists so as to be able to educate the public on proper history, stating that world powers never mind their business. Instead, they make other people's business theirs.
Western media stuff, the way they are dominating. And then it has not given us opportunity to actually discuss what we are doing to counter what the West are doing. And a speaker here asked a question about the most populous countries, four most popular countries. Coincidentally, in our midst here, we have the most populous country in South America, which is Brazil. And then the most populous country in Europe, which is Russia, is here. Now, the most populous country in, then the second most populous country in Asia, which is China, is also here. And then the third most populous country in Asia, which is Indonesia, is also here. And of course, I understand that Pakistan is also here. Then another important thing is that the most populous country in Africa is here. So how can the West dominate us in our own game? I mean, in terms of the news we share. Part of the problem is this. When we talk about fake news.
And lastly, on foreign news, reports say Russia is expecting about 1,000 ministers from African countries at the first ministerial conference of the Russia-Africa Forum in Sochi, Russia. The advisor to President Vladimir Putin, Anton Komakov, and the executive secretary of the organizing committee for preparing and ensuring Russia's presidency in BRICS in 2024, said this at the briefing on the sidelines of the BRICS summit. The first ministerial conference of the Russia-Africa Partnership Forum will take place on November 9th to November 10th at the Sirius University in Russia's Sochi, and according to the president's advisor, Anton Kobyakov, The event aims to strengthen comprehensive cooperation between Russia and Africa and in all dimensions: politics, security, economics, as well as scientific, technical, cultural, and humanitarian issues. Russia has promised to keep the African angle of the association as one of their top priorities. As a follow up to the BRICS summit in Kazan, 1,000 African ministers would, on November 9th to November 10th, gather in Sochi. There will be foreign ministers and industry ministers in Sochi to discuss with the leadership of the African continent the prospects within the BRICS framework, and Afe TV have confirmed that Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Ambassador Yusuf Maitama Tuga, will be representing Nigeria in Sochi.